Hey guys, I wanted to show off my Khabib Nurmagomedov UFC card collection. None of these cards. I was actually going to wait till I get these graded, but it doesn't look like you can send anything off to grading companies at the moment because it's insane how many people want to grade cards, and the hobby's just absolutely blown up at the moment. So I just thought I'll show these cards off, and I can't afford one-touch cases, so. They're going to be shown off on these top loaders, unfortunately. So I've been a big UFC fan. I actually started off as a massive boxing fan since 13. I'm still into boxing heavily. And then I discovered UFC around the same time on UFC 1, UFC 2 and 3 and 4 on pirated VHS tapes. And I watched a whole bunch of them. So UFC 1 on to 5, and then it was just scattered a bit. I remember Tank Abbott, Dan Severn, and all the rest of it. But UFC disappeared for ages, and I didn't discover it again till Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell. And I thought what I was watching was WWE, which I was also into when I was a kid. And my friend's like, no, this is this cage fighting. And I was like, you mean UFC? Is that still on? So I got heavily into it from back into it from Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell, and I've been watching UFC religiously since then. And I only discovered UFC had trading cards late last year. It's just not big in Australia at all. And I didn't know about it. I'm a huge UFC fan. So I wanted to show off my Khabib Nurmagomedov collection. He is a retired now lightweight champion. And yeah, definitely one of the most dominant. And just for some background, I collect some basketball cards, a bit to invest in, a bit to collect, and I'm not that big into my favorite player is Anthony Hardaway and Shaquille O'Neal. When I played basketball when I was really young, I loved Orlando Magic, and I was lucky enough to be a kid when Michael Jordan was still playing, and it was a really incredible time. And so I've always wanted to collect his basketball cards, although he isn't my favorite basketball player. He was just so dominant, and that documentary, The Last Dance, last year just got me right back into it. And so these are just some examples of basketball cards. You got like your base cards here, and you got foil cards, like more designer cards where the athlete is sort of cut out and put more into a designer background, and the card is foil. And, the technology and printing is much more elaborate compared to, say, a base card like this. And so this is a base card and just normal. And I guess collectors get really bored with base cards, and they chase what become chase cards. They go after these insert cards that aren't as common as a base card. But I love base cards. I think they're a great sort of capture in time sort of thing, like a photograph, and this is one of the best images of Michael Jordan of all time. And if you're looking to invest in cards, you can't go wrong with Michael Jordan. He's the greatest of all time, and so forth. But I was just showing off this to illustrate a base card and some insert cards, the differences here. And so this, I guess, would be like an insert card, Octagon of Honor, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Now, the reason I collected Khabib was he's probably in the top 3 best pound-for-pound fighters of all time, so greatest of all time fighters. And so number 1, I'd probably put John Jones, and he's still fighting. John Jones hasn't retired. Number 2 is George St. Pierre, very close number 2. And then I can't look past Khabib as number 3. It's interesting, the parallels here. When Michael Jordan's father died, Michael Jordan, I think he finished the season out and won the championship, and then he retired not long after and went into baseball. He did come back. Khabib, unfortunately for him, his father passed away from the coronavirus, and he had one more fight against Justin Gaethje, which he won in 2 rounds. He retired emotionally from the sport. Doesn't want to put his mum through the stress of her eldest son fighting and so forth. And so, which is very understandable. But just like Michael Jordan, Khabib's still young. and he definitely the most dominant fighter in his weight class. His fights have been so dominant. I think he's only lost one round, maybe one round he's lost. He's just absolutely ran through his opponents. So he might come back. I don't know, but currently he's retired and he's easily in the top 3. And this guy's from Dagestan. He's a retired lightweight champion of UFC, and he's been so dominant, incredible. And Khabib carries himself really honorably, like George St. Pierre. He's a really respectable guy. Islamic fighter, so he's really big in the Muslim world. Very, very nice and respectable person, and his fighting style is just absolutely phenomenal. And that's why I wanted to collect Khabib cards, although he isn't my favorite UFC fighter. I could do a whole video on that. Just quickly out of the way, my favorite UFC fighter is Josh Barnett. I'm like an old school guy. I love Josh Barnett. I love Daniel Cormier as well, the Diaz brothers. I could do a whole video on that. But yeah, so I decided to collect Khabib's cards. Now, at the time when I did purchase all these Khabib cards, which I'm about to show you, is that they were priced so well. I couldn't believe how cheap they were. The UFC cards just weren't big at all. So I bought a whole bunch. Like all these cards I bought for a very good price. And as I was buying them towards the latter stages of the cards I'm about to show you, his cards have just skyrocketed. Because I looked at it. John Jones, I think John Jones still isn't priced crazily. It's still priced pretty well, his cards. So if you want to collect John Jones cards, go out there. But he's not as likable as other athletes, John Jones, unfortunately. But George St. Pierre is like a Khabib. He's really respectable and nice. And his cards, I was going to collect George St. Pierre cards, but his cards have just blown up. Like, they're really expensive. And unfortunately, Khabib cards have blown up. Khabib cards are just absolutely through the roof. Now, I say that, like, Khabib cards are really expensive and UFC cards are going up in value. But it's nothing compared to Michael Jordan. Because I've been collecting Michael Jordan cards. Oh my gosh, Michael Jordan cards. Every other hobby looks so cheap compared to collecting Michael Jordan cards. And there's another tier above Jordan, modern basketball cards with Luka Doncic, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, and Zion and all the other modern players. Oh man, those cards are insanely priced. And yeah, but what I'm saying is UFC cards seem a lot cheaper than Michael Jordan cards, but Khabib has absolutely taken off his cards. So I think if you're looking to invest, not necessarily collect, Khabib is one of the best ones, although his cards are blowing up. Now, first card I want to show you is his rookie card. This is in a PSA 5 slab, and I got this from a lovely person on eBay. All these cards are purchased on eBay. A really lovely person. I got this for a decent price, a few $100s, and I don't know how much this would go for now. But this is his legitimate rookie card, and a lot of people, like, it actually says debut, so this is his actual rookie card. And it's just so unfortunate that like a lot of people, when they put Khabib cards online, they say, oh, it's his rookie card, and I think what they're saying, it's his Topps Chrome rookie or his foil rookie, but this is his actual rookie card, and there's parallels to this which are insanely expensive now, that are serial numbered. So this is the base rookie card, but this is his actual rookie card here. So don't trust anyone else. I think they put, and I'll get to this card probably now, a lot of people I see put this card as his rookie card, and I just don't get it. Like this one, Topps, to their credit, does a wonderful job of putting debut or RC when it's a fighter's rookie card. So I think a lot of people, you're listing their items on eBay, are abusing it, abusing the listings quite a bit. But anyway, this is Khabib's rookie card here, the Bloodlines. So I guess that's Dagestan design in the background, maybe. I love this design. It's kind of like reminds me of like a 1930s circus or poster card or something like that, like advertising that, hey, check out this show that we got in. It's a terrible rookie card. If you compare it to like a Michael Jordan rookie card where it's got that beautiful pose he's doing, they did so well with Michael Jordan rookie with the Michael Jordan rookie cards, I think the best rookie card of all time. Unfortunately for Khabib and a lot of fighters, unfortunately their debut cards aren't that great. Like, you can barely tell it's him, like he's covering his face. But it's unfortunate that this image is his rookie card. I don't think it's a good image. But still, there you go. If you're looking to collect Khabib cards, this is his actual rookie card. So if you're looking to invest, I guess this is the one that's blowing up like crazy. Especially the serial numbered ones. Now, this is another, this is a base card. This is another Khabib card. I think a much better image. This would have been so much better as his rookie card, because Khabib is a wrestler and he's very, very powerful. Once he gets a hold of you, you're going for a ride. You're going to get taken down. And this just showcases his power, like lifting up a fighter, and they're just absolutely helpless in this position. And he's going to dictate where he's going to, put the fighter down and just ground and pound them. This is a great image here. And in fact, there's a parallel to this, which I can't afford. It's just blown up in price, where it's his his autograph. So that's that card. Of this image and the autograph going across is his first autograph. So if you're after his first auto, get that one. And another Topps card here. This is a 1/1. So I don't know much about these printing plates. So this is a printing plate here. It's like a little sheet of metal. And this is the magenta, I think. Yeah, so this is the magenta printing plate. I don't know much about these, but these are 1/1s. This was a few $100s, and I actually got a black and white one, which is still coming in. So I don't know how many of these are out there, but obviously only one of the magentas. I don't know. I've got another one coming in, the exact same card with black and white, and or the black version, sorry. But unbelievable. So 1/1. So I guess this is one of my chase cards here. And a few other the Bloodlines cards. I think this one is terrible. Khabib just looks so heavily photoshopped to the point of being ridiculous. Terrible looking card. But this is my favorite of the Bloodlines cards. So it's die cut. And about Khabib, he used to, like, it's not a mythology, but because there's actual footage of him doing it, but he used to wrestle bears when he was a kid, and that was, like, I guess, common practice for the fighters in Dagestan to wrestle like a cub bear, for him to build up strength. So it's just such a mythological card, these Bloodlines cards, and this is just absolutely phenomenal. One of my favorites. I don't think there's any refractor versions of this, but that would have been really cool. But definitely one of my favorite Khabib cards. And then some museum cards here. So the museum collection of Topps is really, really cool. Beautiful framing and stuff like that. Like, this is Khabib victorious, and this is wave refractor, I think, and this is numbered to 99, and I think there's a pulsar refractor of this, which is numbered to 50. So you get these serial numbered cards here, which I think long term are going to be extremely valuable, just because you can actually see how many of them are printed. And overall, even if you do get a base card, there aren't many Topps cards out there, like, compared to basketball, because UFC just wasn't as big of a sport, isn't as big of a sport as the others, but it is growing heavily, and so there just aren't many of these cards out there. So I think Panini's now overtaken Topps in printing UFC cards, so that'll start this year. And so Topps has ended. They're not making any more UFC cards at the moment. They'll probably come back to it, obviously. But I think these cards long term will be pretty valuable. And these are relics where they put, sometimes it's actually from a UFC event, sometimes it isn't, and they'll say it at the back of the card, this isn't from any particular events. But this is interesting here, as it has other superstars such as Conor McGregor, Ferguson, and Eddie Alvarez, very, very respectable fighters here. And, you get a piece of, I don't know, fighter worn material. Which one's this? Yeah, primary pieces, quad relic. But I think it's really cool how, like, they even say this in the advertising of Topps. We try to bring you closer to the octagon, and literally here are sections or fragments of what these fighters wear, their clothing, or it's from the mat from the event. And I think this one is actually from the octagon. and it's from a UFC event. Oh yeah, so this one comes from UFC 160. This card, and so yeah, and this one's numbered as well. So this is a Ruby. So this is numbered to 8. So there's only 8 of these cards in the world here, and so that's really cool. Like it's from that event. So I personally prefer these material cards when they're actually from an event. And I just think that's really cool. And these weren't priced heavily at all. Like, obviously, again, I think the Khabib cards specifically are just going through the roof. But as a UFC fan, just to own a piece of a piece of material from the event, I think that's insane. Like, again, if I'd known about UFC cards years ago, I would have collected them. Like, stuff like this, I go crazy for. And then the other Khabib cards here. So this is another awesome one here. Well, I actually don't think this is a good image of Khabib at all. Like, it's not showcasing what Khabib does best, which is his wrestling. He's throwing a pouring jab and sort of covering his face. But this is, I think, a wave refractor. There's only 50 of these printed. But yeah, as you get into cards again, base cards, you sort of get bored with, and you sort of like the shinier cards, the more elaborate printing. But I guess some of these can get pretty silly, some of the background designs, although I think most of the UFC cards are pretty cool, like that. Like the backgrounds are really good, but oh man, some of the basketball cards I've seen, oh, they're so silly, some of their designs. This is really awesome here, the tier 1 inserts. Khabib looks like Superman here, about to deliver an uppercut from hell. This is a beautiful looking insert card. So this is just so it's an insert card, but just the base. And then there's a wave refractor, and these are numbered till 50, I think. So I think this card's a very, very valuable card. Just such a striking image of, I don't know, looks like a superhero, in that sort of image. So really, really cool. Another one here, this is Topps Chrome, so a very, very respectable set. Like they're slightly embossed, the cards. I don't know how well you can see that there as I shine it. So this is just the base card here of Khabib. No, this is not the base. Yeah, this is just a base card of Khabib just standing there ready to fight just before the rounds. And this is the Hotbox Refractor, so you can see more of like a diamond etched or refracted diamonds, I guess, in the background, so it has more of like a glitter effect when you shine it. And these are rarer, but they're not serial numbered, so they're a lot rarer than the base card. And then you have the serial numbered ones, and they call these rainbows. They'll have a green, an orange, a blue. So with the greens, I think they're listed till 99. The blues would be, there's only 50 of the blues printed. There's only 25 of the orange. There's only 8 of the reds, and there's only 5 of the blacks, I think. And so if you get any of the serial numbered ones, they're very expensive. So you'll see this listed as his rookie card. I think they're meaning to say his first Topps Chrome card, because it's certainly not his rookie card. I think they're being very deceptive on eBay, some eBayers, when they list these. But yeah, very, very cool set, the Topps Chrome. Very, very good quality, the cards. Another cool Topps thing that they do here is that they do these throwback like cards, where as if this card, if it was to come out in the 80s, this is what the card would look like. And I love that idea. I think that's really cool. So the reason why this, like, it looks, I guess, pretty ridiculous, and the how the typography is listed or positioned like that, is because that's what the cards would have looked like it had it come out in the 80s. And in fact, the back of it and the printing quality of it looks like it came from the 80s, and I love that. That's really big for collectors to have those sort of throwback like designs. And I love it how careful I am with my collection. Sorry guys, I love these cards. It's just hard for me to look through the phone and have my hand around the camera. And more throwback here with so the base. I think there might be a refractor version of this. Again, another throwback here. And wave refractor, so this one's listed till 99, and I think this is a pulsar, which is listed to 50. So very, very cool. And a really awesome Bloodlines card here, and this is actually a ruby. Very hard to know when these are red, especially because I think most other cards, you'll just have this red paint to indicate what color it is, and this is actually a ruby. I got this unbelievably cheap, guys, like really, really cheap for, there's only 8 of these around. 8 of these are printed, and it's hard to tell it's a ruby because I guess because of the Russian flag in the background, and it's got the red slash, so, you know, got the serial numbered here. And unfortunately, the last year, and this is another ruby here with the red, very dull picture of Khabib there, I guess, just resting. This card, again, they look like superheroes here. Really cool. But this one's numbered to 8 as well. And yeah, the printing quality of their 2020 cards, and I think it was because of the coronavirus, Topps had to move their printing to Canada. The quality of the cards, like even if you take them out of the pack, aren't very good. And I thought, oh, this card's in terrible condition. And I think I saw a guy online explaining it, going, no, like he was opening up packs and they were all like that. Just the quality of the 2020 cards aren't great. But I still think the 2020 cards are something worth getting because that's the last year of Topps making UFC cards. Well, at the moment anyway. And I showed you this at the start, the Octagon of Honor, really, really awesome set. This for all the champions, where they have the belts, or, you know, a really, really beautiful image of them as champions. Another card here, and I'd have to go to PSA, like the person who I purchased this card off just gave me this card, and I thanked him so much because it's so lovely. He gave me like one of my favorite images of Khabib, where, you know, this wrestling movie's, this guy's going for a ride, you know. I think that's Barboza, but he threw around Barboza like crazy. Where it's one of the best images, I think, of Khabib, and it's signed. But I don't know if this is a fraud, like obviously it's really easy to sign something, like copy the signature and put it up there for a premium. So I'll have to send this into PSA just to get that confirmed. But at the moment, I'm treating it as if it isn't an actual signature. But really cool card, and I really appreciate the gift that the person who I purchased this card off just threw that in there. And another Topps Chrome set here against Barboza. Hell of a striker, this guy. Geez, there's not much. I haven't mentioned much of his opponents yet. I'm about to, but it doesn't showcase much of Khabib's opponents in any of these cards. Like, I can't even tell who that is. Anyway, another Topps Chrome card here. So this will be the refractor version. It says refractor right there. So it's slightly shinier. And these cards, any Jordan refractors, oh my gosh, forget about it. It's so expensive. And just awesome. This set here of Topps Chrome, just so well designed, such high quality to these cards. And I love these cards, how they're action shots in the actual octagon, and, you know, why not emboss it and make it more supernatural? You know, it's a great image of Khabib. They make these moments very spectacular. Well done to the designers of that. Some of the images on these cards are just so bland. Like come on, man, look at the difference in that. It's so spectacular, and it's just so boring. Okay, and this is, I think, the key card of Khabib's career. Like, I think it's his greatest victory over Conor McGregor, who's one of the most recognizable, or one of the most popular athletes in the UFC. I'll do a whole other video on what I think of Conor McGregor. Just quickly, I'm not a big fan of Conor McGregor, although I'm a boxer and he's a boxer. I'm a big fan of how he showcased how powerful boxing is in mixed martial arts, but I'm not a big fan of Conor McGregor myself. But this was such an awesome fight. It was very, very... don't listen to the Conor McGregor fans. That's probably the only reason why I don't like Conor McGregor, or one of the big reasons I don't like Conor McGregor, because his fan base is just so awful. But Khabib carried himself really well leading up to that fight. Conor was just being awful. And don't listen to any of the Conor McGregor fans. It was absolutely a dominant win by Khabib in every aspect of it. Like, there was one round where Conor was striking, and you can clearly tell Khabib was just taking a round off. And that's the power of a wrestler. A very good wrestler. They dictate where the fight goes. And I thought he held up very well in the striking, and this image clearly shows that. Where a jab to the face, and this is one of the best images I think of Khabib out there. Although I'd probably put these two as the best action images of Khabib, but certainly this one is one of his most iconic in the sport, where he destroys Conor McGregor and is an absolutely dominant win. So this is just the base card here, Topps Chrome. Even the base card is really good, really just such an awesome action shot. And it's a Topps Chrome as well. So, like, just get the base card and put that on your wall. I'll put that on your shelf. And this is the refractor. And how you can tell it's a refractor, it'll say it right there on top right side. And you can see it's got more of a rainbow to the shine, whereas this one doesn't. So, refractors are slightly rarer than the base cards. And then you got the Hotbox Diamond, which are very rare, these ones. And you got more of this glitter or diamond sort of effect here when you shine the card. You can see it all the way in the background there. Oh, maybe not there, but there. So really, really cool. And then you got the serial numbered ones. So I got the blue and the gold. So the blue version, there's only 90 or 75 of these. And I could have got the greens as well. I bought these really cheap, like insanely cheap. I bought a whole bunch of these. And now they're just through the roof. Like, oh man, like I even compared to Khabib's rookie, I think this card should be his most sought after card because it showcases his greatest victory in the ring. Yeah, this is his rookie card. It's not a great image, although I love the design of the background. It's not a great image, and the quality of these cards aren't great. Like, I only got a PSA. Like, sorry, this guy graded it. Lovely guy graded. I only got a PSA 5. On this one, quality isn't great, but the Topps Chrome, man, it's Topps Chrome, and it's his greatest victory, you know. And so this is the blue, and this is the lovely gold. Awesome. And I've never seen a red or orange on sale, like a, what do you call it, a ruby. I'd love to own a ruby, but I think if they were to go on sale now, they'd be absolutely through the roof. And again, I got the golds and the blues. I got a bunch of these really, really cheap. I couldn't believe it. Like Khabib's greatest victory, and they're going for a really cheap price. And I think they're still up there for some of the base cards for under a few dollars. So if you can still get the base card, just get that. That's really, really awesome. And if you're lucky to get a refractor or a diamond box, you know, hot diamond box, like go for that. But these serial cards are going to be so rare now, the serial numbered ones. So the golds are only listed to 50, and these are short print runs. Really good image of Khabib landing a body shot there. And Topps do these Topps Now sort of releases, very, very limited release of an event. And so they released one in this series of Topps Now for Khabib beating Conor McGregor. And this was one of the biggest pay-per-views of all time. Really, really massive event and very, very dominant win by Khabib. And this is the sepia version. So just to compare that to the base card, or just this card, you can see how they're much more orange, I guess, or brownish. I guess that's just the color. I'm not sure where the sepia sits in terms of the rainbow. So, which has got, you know, the rainbow is gold and blue and green. I'm not sure where the sepia sits in terms of that, but yeah. So that's my Khabib collection. Oh, sorry, and there is one more card. Oh, just one more card. Isn't this beautiful? One listed to 8. So this is a ruby, and this is signed by Khabib. And I this is my favorite Khabib card because it showcases his culture so much in terms of course, like this is so iconic of Khabib, where he would wear the shepherd's wig, sort of like a hat that the people wear from his country, and he always wanted to show off his culture. Very important to him that he represented Dagestan and his culture in UFC. And so this is, I think, his most iconic look. This is him, Khabib, victorious. This is a ruby. Only 8 of these are printed, and it's signed by Khabib. So I love this card. It's really awesome. This one, I'd love to have it graded. I don't even care what the grade is. I just want that awesome BGS or PSA slab. Yeah, fantastic card. This is the grail of my collection of UFC cards. Yeah, Khabib. So again, he's not my favorite UFC fighter, and that's just because I've been into UFC for such a long time. I love the old school guys like Josh Barnett, I'm blanking on names, Jeremy Horn, Matt Hughes, George St. Pierre. I love all the other guys, Diaz brothers. But definitely, when I was looking to get into UFC cards, I just thought of the top three fighters: John Jones, which I'd probably still collect. John Jones, thinking about it now. GSP, which I'm priced out of. GSP cards were even then pretty expensive. And the next one was Khabib, and I couldn't believe how cheap Khabib cards were. So I got a whole bunch of them. These are going through the roof now. If you're lucky enough to still get them, go get them. But otherwise, don't think like too much UFC looking at UFC cards as an investment. Just pick a fighter that you like and just collect them. And I'm really happy with my collection of Khabib cards. I'll look to grow it. Like, I'm a big fan of these museum cards. And these are still going relatively like a decent price considering they're pieces of history. So I think it's worth it. Like, I would love to own an equivalent of this for equivalent of this relic for this event. I don't know if Panini can do that, but I don't think Topps did. Or when Khabib fought Conor McGregor, but. Yeah, so I think the museum cards are still relatively priced. Forget about this one. Just try to get the base of this because this card's going through the roof of Khabib versus Conor McGregor. But so this is my only. Well, I guess I got another one. If this is true, his auto. But this is the crown jewel of my collection. So good luck, and if you're looking to get into UFC cards, I love UFC, and just pick a fighter that you like and collect them. I'm so happy for Dustin Poirier getting the victory over Conor McGregor, and a whole bunch of people are collecting his cards. And don't just have fun with it. Just have fun with collecting your favorite UFC cards and UFC fighters, because UFC cards aren't that expensive when you compare it to Michael Jordan cards, for instance. All right, thanks, guys.